After looking at each industry that uses low temperature refrigeration individually, let's take a look on a map and see a bigger picture. European Union is a leader in the frozen food market with a share of 35% and is expected to hold its position until 2025 or so. North America has 20% share in the market of the frozen food, and Asia is expected to become the leader in this market after 2025. North America is a leader in freeze-drying market with 30% share, and this is due to high standards of healthcare and extensive research and development. However, Europe is not far away from North America with 25% share in freeze-drying market. And again, at this point, the fastest growing market is in Asia. So we should expect that in foreseeable future it becomes a leader. Now, North America is also a leader in biobanks market, and this is with 37% share, and due to similar reasons as for the freeze-drying market, high standards of healthcare and research in this sector. Europe has 30% in biobanks market. Asia is an emerging market with 18% share, but again is expected to become a leader in the foreseeable future. The leading market for high temperature superconductors is, however, Asia with 45% share, followed by Europe with 25% share and North America. So looking at the bigger picture, we can already see that we have North America, Europe, and Asia as three centers for current and potential of these sectors that operate low temperature refrigeration, and rightfully so, because as we discussed, we are talking here about the most advanced products and services. They require low temperature refrigeration. Not surprising, they're located currently in developed economies and are expected to become the leader in Asia after the economic growth saturates. Liquefied natural gas has a slightly different image. Here we see the main producers of liquefied gas: Nigeria, Qatar, Australia, Malaysia, Indonesia, and they export liquefied natural gas also mainly to Asia, and main importers of LNG include China, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and India. So what we observe here is quite a significant industry of low temperature refrigeration that is expected to grow in the future. This growth will define a stronger demand for efficient, affordable, controllable, eco-friendly refrigeration systems in order to satisfy the markets with value-added, superior products that the analyzed industries could produce. So what we should expect in the future, and where is the window of opportunity? We think we're facing commoditization of coal and the increase of demand for suppliers of eco-friendly kilowatts of coal with low cost and high quality. We have analyzed different trends in sectors that use low temperature refrigeration. We see how these markets will add into the global economy more than 15 billion each year. We also see how there is a growing demand for value-added products which are produced using low temperature refrigeration. And in order to manage this demand, different sectors will need to restructure and adapt. We have seen how food producers will most likely increase the scales of their production and will attempt to increase the quality. For that, they need low temperature refrigeration, cheap refrigeration with high quality. Freeze-drying sector undergoes standardization and increases scale through centralization in order to make freeze-drying systems more affordable and produce more value-added products based on freeze-drying. Biobanks obtain more public support and also undergo standardization and centralization to increase profit margins for their operation. And superconductor industry will be looking for opportunities to reduce the cost of refrigeration, as well as the industry for liquefied natural gas. So we see this global picture, and this trend suggests the following consequences. We should expect an increase in commoditization of refrigeration. There will be a growing demand for contracted, specialized suppliers of kilowatt of coal. Not equipment, but kilowatt of coal. There will be a growing pressure to reduce the cost of kilowatt of coal and increase the quality. And by quality, we understand here eco-friendliness and the capability to control refrigeration in a big range in the negative temperatures. You could compare this situation with the example of the power industry, where in order to power, for example, a house, one needs to use, let's say, 100 of diesel generators, or could use a larger single unit power plant. In this scenario, instead of selling freezing equipment, we could consider an alternative business model. In this business model, the suppliers of coal sell kilowatts of coal through the operation of local freezers owned by the supplying company. This situation will help to reduce the cost of kilowatts of coal through specialization, will increase customer satisfaction by removing the burden for technical operation of this equipment, because in the end the customer does not need to operate the equipment. The customer needs the kilowatts of coal produced. But in order to satisfy these conditions, the suppliers of coal would need to have a sophisticated, eco-friendly refrigeration systems with high controllability and quality of produced kilowatts of coal. In order to support sophisticated technological processes in different segments that we analyzed in frozen food industry, in freeze-drying equipment, in biobanks, in superconductors, in LNG. And as the CEO of Cleveland Cliffs said, Alvar Lorenzo Gonsalves, in order to do this, we need two things. One, the will to do it, and two is the technology to do it. Well, we have the will to do it, and we have the technology to do it, but We will talk about the technology and why we think that it has technological capability that can satisfy the future for low temperature refrigeration industries, and we will talk about it in future videos.